That's what I want to do with everybody today, which is doing rolling arms. And I want to do it with each and every one of you. We call straight, straight. And then we did into Leung Sheung Tong. These approaches, when you learn this drill, you're going in Man Sao and Wu Sao. And then you go into punches. That's a very good method of self-defense. But as you get more advanced and start working more, you're going to find out that when Ricky makes that move towards me, this isn't really what I'm going to do. When Ricky makes that move towards me, this one isn't what I'm going to do. When Ricky makes that move, I'm going to do a combination of the two. I'm going to get both hands out, right? Just like in the first set, except, do you know what set covers crossing the distance between you and the opponent? Called Chung Q. Seeking the bridge, seeking the meeting force, right? That's what you want. And that's all it's asking. It's not what it's saying what that bridge is going to be. It's going to be somebody stronger or weaker than me. It's just, again, getting that meeting force. And getting to a place where you can take the toughest guy and do the easiest chi sao, the easiest Leung Sheung Tong. That's what you want to get to. So the Chung Q form, when it starts off, in the Leung Tao form, the little idea of the Leung Tao form is that first Tan Sao. The little idea in the Chung Q form, because it comes from the first set, is both hands coming out. And then the jump sao to the Q sao. Right? I mean, that's the simplest concept that a lot of Wing Chun schools don't teach. It's in the form. The form is named for crossing the distance. Chung Q. So when Ricky and I are going to meet, I'm going to come in just like that. I'm going to get my Tan Sao up to protect my center line, and then I'm going to start extending. So from one fist to two fists. So the exact same things you guys are working on, except here. And if we were to do that, we could go into Chi Sao, straight from that. He's going to make the same move because it's the same thing whether you're attacking or defending. Gong Sao is attacking hand, Ji Sao is intercepting hand. So if he attacks, I'm coming in underneath and we're going right into Kun Sao. Right? So from the second set is where we learn how to start crossing distance. Now on the wooden dummy form, and then you do the pierce and the punch. But now if we took that, and you notice how that's in every subset from 110 to 100? Now, if we did this movement to pierce in number 10, so instead of bringing one hand back and doing a harsh smack with the other hand, both hands squeezing in like in Chung Q. Both hands going forward at the same time, and then they happen to, this hand gets stopped, the other hand gets to go. And then when you finish the set, and just finish your set, and then come back to here. Start squeezing for the second one. Squeeze energy in for the, what? Both hands are coming in, and then the opponent's a little bit farther away. So I have to do the Pak Sao. Squeezing in for number 30. The opponent's closing in. I do a wide jaw Gong Sao. Right? So these are the ways that you kind of link up the entire system together. People do Leung Tao and think it's totally different from Chung Q, think it's totally different from DLG. And then you go to that with the dummy form and you're saying, well, I see some techniques, but I don't see them all. But what you have to see is the beginning of the first set, Leung Tao, that Yat Tan Sam Fook. Coming in, then it turns into whatever the technique might be. Right? And now I try to apply that with my students when we start off, instead of just coming in this way, but actually bringing the hands up, getting into that second set, and moving forward. If I'm facing, and I throw one hand at you, I got one hand doing nothing. And can I do this at the exact same speed? I can get both hands out just as quick as I get one hand out. And I think that's really the way traditional Wing Chun was actually taught. Everything's done that way. In the first set was one-handed, but you're focusing on the elements of that one hand. Second set, we put it into here. Oh, and in the second set, this is the meditative part of the form. When you're practicing this one should take you about a minute. That's the way I was taught. Right? A minute to get to this point, and then the jump sound, and then the Q sound. Right? And now we get the same thing here. So if it's in the sets, it should be kind of in the application too.
Part of it was the detection of early movement, and that's extremely important. knowing when someone is going to make the move toward you, and then training yourself to respond to that effort. But you train yourself not only to be stealthy when you're moving, but to detect the early movement when you see it, right? And that's as big a part of the effort that we just did as the physical aspect, intercepting and countering.
You know, Bill was talking about the barracuda and the straight line. That's probably the hardest attack to defend against. Somebody standing here, they're not telegraphic movement.
Oh, yeah.